China's deadly bubble face disaster. If everyone's eating right now, just stop eating. This might be very disastrous, let's say. Oh, and by the way, this is like what I imagine when, the US government says they're hiding like stuff in the UFO files that it's yet to be released.
Hey. Oh, what? You're talking to me? What do you mean? I always looked like this. I mean, you too can look just like this. Now
Nope.
imagine this. A new beauty injection comes out that promises you'll look 10 times younger. Completely safe, no risk.
I need that. Look at my ugly ass old face and like receding hairline. I am 24, okay? Tell me in the comments if you think, how old you thought I was. Probably 30 plus.
Nothing. At first, everybody believed it because for an entire year, everybody came out looking like they just reversed aging. Except just right after
That
a
does
year,
not look normal.
one day, every single person that got the injection, their face started imploding on itself. I mean, this is the first time I've seen a beauty procedure have a honeymoon phase. We're talking about a beauty injection that worked flawlessly, a formula that instantly made you look younger and lasted for more than
They just look like AI freaking characters. This doesn't look... Listen, being overly perfect doesn't make you attractive. Some imperfections are exactly what makes you very, like, sexy in some ways for a lot of people. It's weird how it works, you know what I mean?
year. And just one random morning, you wake up looking like a pufferfish.
Like the
Chinese
Hulk.
influencers have been promoting
Chinese
these
version.
so-called growth factor injections.
I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but I just make fucked up jokes sometimes.
And the way they sell it, it sounds like magic. One needle and your face completely fills out. Your cheeks look plump, your chin looks sculpted, and it was pretty much the secret anti-aging formula that people have been chasing for years. Listen, if you were in Shanghai gatekeeping a beauty procedure from everybody, you're getting slimed out by every influencer circle there is and their doctors. And I'm not even exaggerating, the before and after photos look insane. But here's the part that nobody—
But she looks like she's 13. That's not good. What? If you want to catch predators and make videos, I guess, yeah. Become the next, I don't know, like do what Gideon's doing, you know, but in China.
tells you. Give it maybe a year or two, and then suddenly your face just starts moving around on its own. And that's exactly how people end up with the so-called bubble face effect. And it literally looks like they got stung by 1,000 bees at once, or like something's growing under their skin trying to escape. And the biggest danger is that massive delay time frame that tricks you to thinking everything's okay. But I mean, things can just go south any day. And this isn't just some rare side effect. You're pretty much rolling a dice to see if your face accepts it or rejects it.
Listen, just a random tip, and this tip was given to me by my parents, so I'm very lucky. And they said, when there's something new, a new trend that involves shit being injected into your body or you consuming something, wait to see the long-lasting impacts. Because there's always going to be people that will act fast, hop on the trend, just to look amazing, and then a few years or a few months down the line, they look like aliens. Yeah. So please wait, okay? Same if like, I hope it doesn't, but imagine the hantavirus becomes this new, epidemic. Don't rush the vaccine, please, okay? Just wait a bit. At least that's what I think.
And most of the time, it don't like you. So what even are growth factors? Well, here's where it gets interesting. They're actually proteins that your body naturally produces, and doctors can use these as creams to either heal wounds or like recover from burns. Keyword, externally on your skin, not internally injected into your face. Because once you start injecting that stuff, it doesn't just fill your face like filler. It tells the cells in your face, hey, start growing and don't stop. So now your face is just constantly being spammed with signals to keep on growing tissue.
Beautiful.
Non-stop. And oh my god, imagine that for a second. Your
How
face
much is it, by the way? What's the price?
Infinitely producing cells. Like the cells start multiplying.
I already know there's probably going to be someone in the comments saying, hey, all these ladies, they still look better than you, okay? All of these botched, effed up, bubbly faces, you still look uglier. I know, bro. I know. Just make sure to leave a hate comment, okay? Just it helps the algorithm.
And you start getting these lumps, this weird uneven
God
swelling.
damn!
And sometimes it literally looks like something is growing out of your face. It's always been like this. Cosmetic surgery was originally for treating past injuries, and growth factors were used to help wounds heal. Now they're all being used for appearance. Many netizens describe it as feeling pressure, pain, constant swelling, like their face is inflamed 24/7. Now, once it's in your face, you can't just remove it. There's no undo button. There's no easy surgery to take it out, and if you try to remove it too early, it can actually make things worse. Like the remaining growth factor liquid that's in your face gets stimulated and starts growing even faster in random directions. Like imagine just like touching it and then it starts to spread out even more.
It's like having a ball in a bag. Like you can like move the ball. It's in the bag. It's just your skin is like baggy AF and like expanded, and you can move the ball all over the place. Hey man, everybody just wants quick, fast fixes. Nobody wants to do the hard work of going to the gym and eating healthy and using normal good skincare products. But no. We gotta crush our bones and add plastic. I mean, I'm being a hypocrite because I'm planning to get a hair transplant, but hair transplants have existed and have proven to like, if you do it well, it can like work and look great. But don't hop on something that's very fast and that's very new, and don't be one of the first ones, okay? Be one of the last ones, okay? You'll know what to do. Or if you shouldn't do it. What?
Yeah, so many doctors refuse to even treat these cases. They don't want to touch it because it's that unpredictable and it's that risky, not just for the patient, but for the doctor as well. So most people, they just end up stuck with it, and they're just living with faces that are just constantly changing, growing.
There is no way.
And even some people end up with these super sharp, unnatural noses and even chins that just keep...
There's tons of people who will have these kinds of faces as they age, as they get older, and because they have a face full of plastic surgery, that's like they end up looking like freaking witches.
Extending over time. I mean, that chin really looks like it could slice a fruit in half. I mean, just take a look at this woman here named Miss Liang from Wuhan. She wasn't even someone who was chasing extreme beauty standards. She said she was fine with how she looked, but she just one day thought, why not just improve it a little bit? That's it.
Stop watching the kind of content that makes you like feel like this bad about yourself. Meanwhile, you look very average, or maybe in some ways you're above average, okay? But most people are somewhere in the middle, and you, like being this insecure, instead of working on the stuff you can control, you focus on the stuff you can't control, and then you F up stuff. That's a stoic sentence, by the way.
Just one appointment, and her life changed. After getting the injection, her face didn't just swell up a little bit. It blew up. Like, literally inflated. She described it like her face was turning into a balloon, and she said that she became scared even of her own reflection. She had growth factor, so it spread everywhere. And at the time, she did try to fix it, using surgery multiple times. And each time, the growth came back. It kept regenerating constantly after each and every repair, and doctors could only slow down the process. And this just gets really sad, honestly.
我误打生长因子，之前每个人都说我很好看、很漂亮，我被朋友骗去打的。第一次打完挺好看的就上瘾了，第二次打完不到1个月就变形了，发红、发胀。
Oh my god, bro, I feel so bad.
而且很麻木。
Not really, but at the same time, I do.
Even to this day, she still posts on Douyin about her weekly repairs and warns people to avoid just even doing anything to your face. Now, you might be wondering, how does something this sketchy blow up on a platform with millions of people? How are the clinics
also, yeah, I was about to say, aren't the clinics supposed to, like, I don't know Chinese law or anything, I bet none of you guys do, but shouldn't there be a law when it comes to these kinds of surgeries and medical procedures that it'll explain to you clearly in a document all the negative sides that could happen or that will happen? you're supposed to know about this shit. You know what I mean? Also, see if it's like certified and like, I don't know, contact government officials or institutions and see if they're actually verified to be able to do these kinds of procedures. To see if it's, you know, you can do a lot of research by just talking with people. Looks like none of these people do that stuff. Like it's like they never even ask the people working in these clinics, and also the people working in these clinics, if they actually just keep doing this, even though this trend is like destroying people's faces, and they just keep quiet and let's just let the money roll. It's just evil, man.
Getting
just
away with
horrible.
this, even though it's an illegal procedure in China. Well, simple.
I should have just waited for a few seconds.
Rebranding. Because nobody's walking into a clinic like, can I get these illegal growth factor injections that might permanently ruin my face? Instead, they just slap a new label on it and they call it like youth serums, growth peptides, or like face activation. I mean, these clinics know that growth factor injections are illegal for cosmetic use. So they just sell the same thing under a different name. Instead of growth factor injection, it's baby face packages. Because everybody and their mother is obsessed with the baby face aesthetic. They'll post these aesthetic clinic visits where there's like soft lighting and then just some girl laying down getting injected. And the caption is always like, finally achieving my dream baby face. But there's one renowned influencer.
No adult should look like that in the face. No one. Like, what's this? What's her age? She has to be like this has to be like an overly edited picture of a, I don't know, like a 14, 13, 12-year-old girl that also added a lot of makeup, which, why the hell would a girl that age add so much makeup? Why would she even use makeup?
Massively blew up this year, and she got what I would say is the worst possible outcome from all of this. We're talking about a Douyin influencer known as Peach Blossom Baby. She basically became the living embodiment of what happens when you just go overboard with chasing perfection. She started young at 17, and before that, she's always had this intense awareness of how she looked and her appearance. She was tall, like around 1.8 meters in middle school, which really made her stand out. And she hated being tall. She constantly felt watched and judged.
That's like 5'11" for everybody that's not from, that doesn't understand the metric system.
Which made her just obsess over her appearance. To the point where school didn't even really matter anymore. And you know what she did? She lied to her parents. She told them she needed 200,000 RMB, which is around $30,000, to start a business with a friend. She said if it worked, she'd double it, triple it, and her parents believed her. They gave her all their savings, like all.
Who just gives $30,000 on to a 17-year-old to start a business? If I was 17 and I told my dad, let's give me a few tens of thousands of dollars, let's start a business, he would be 100% involved in that business until we actually see proof. And before that, that it works and it makes money. And before that, he would want to hear everything about it and how it works, and he would probably do 10 times more research than I did. And then eventually he would probably say that it's just BS. Maybe these were just some rich parents that didn't really care that much.
All of it. And what did she first do? She went straight to get plastic surgery. I mean, if I ever thought of doing something like that as a kid, I would just be instantly banished to the Shaolin temples to train as a monk for the rest of my life. Now, that was just the beginning, because over the next 8 years, she got procedures. Like, procedures. Over 1,000.
Maybe that was the business. Make herself look as plastic as possible and overly perfect as possible and just make money from social media. I hope it worked.
1,000 procedures, 400 injections,
Holy
and 200
shit.
of which were growth factor injections just for her forehead. And the goal? Become an internet celebrity, escape the 9-to-5 normie jobs.
Yep, called
jobs
it.
aren't for people who've had plastic surgery. So she created her persona, Peach Blossom Baby. Now this is where everything collapses, because all of those growth factor injections, they didn't just sit there nicely. Her forehead started swelling, and not like, just
Hey, she can still have a social media business. She can still make content. She's gonna be known as the bubbly face girl.
It started protruding outward.
What a not so bubbly
a hammerhead
personality,
shark.
maybe.
But luckily, it deflated. Okay, it calmed down. It deflated.
I blame this on the
left a
parents.
massive dent Her entire face became swollen, unstable, and she noticed that when she pressed on her forehead, it would literally sink in. Like, it wasn't hard anymore. It didn't just stop there, because her facial nerves compressed so badly that she now has permanent uncontrollable twitching. And you can see in all her videos, it has a mind of its own. Her face
I can just imagine all of the... Let me check the comments just to be sure. Okay, let's see. Let's get ready, okay? It goes non-stop. Honestly, huge props to the people imagine themselves. Okay. I was expecting insane roasts for this girl for some reason. But hey, I'm pleasantly surprised, I guess. Great.
Became misaligned.
I mean,
and
bad
she
for the
even
people.
lost a part of her sense of smell, and she genuinely fears that one day she might even go blind.
6月1号，我从长沙坐飞机来的泰国。我在2020年的时候，额头因为注射过多量的玻尿酸，导致玻尿酸中毒，导致玻尿酸感染，额头大面积的溃烂。
Really?
当时额头感染了以后换了。
I've never heard of the hyaluronic something acid. I've heard about that acid a lot. A lot of people use it for like their skin. I've never heard of poisoning from that.
进行烂了，而且里面都产生积液了。后期经开刀进行取出，住院了7天。给大家看一下之前的样子，我真的很后悔，真的很后悔。大家以我为戒，千万不要再往脸上打一些什么玻尿酸、童颜针、胶原蛋白等一系列的填充物品。后期真的会很麻烦。你们知道，人体面积感染超过15%，真的就是无力回天了。华佗在世都治不好了，我现在真的很担心，我头又晕，我而且还发烧，还恶心。
And it's not like she didn't try to fix it. She went to hundreds of surgeons all over China, begging for help. And every single one of them refused because the damage was just way too severe. It was too risky, too complex. So she's just now stuck with the face for the rest of her life. Now, despite everything,
She didn't look that crazy here. I mean, yeah, I know that there's stuff there, but it's not that insane like a few seconds ago.
Stuck with the face for the rest of her life. Now, despite everything...
And she'll probably have to get a job.
She didn't just disappear from social media. She actually leaned into it even more. Today, she continues posting as an influencer, like talking about her condition, showing the effects,
she looks okay. Yeah, the twitches.
And in many of her videos, she does warn people
She doesn't look that horribly bad. It does look bad, yeah. I know, it looks bad, but it's not like a few minutes ago when we saw in the video, in the TikToks, or whatever they have for TikTok. Billy, right? The problem is, you could have become a social... Actually, I was gonna say she could have become a social media whatever even if she didn't do this, but actually, I don't know. If hopefully one day in the future, hopefully this like deters more and more women, and it's mostly girls, but men and women, that never do this fucking shit. And also, hopefully in like a few years, maybe less, maybe more, there's gonna be actual medicine and surgeries that will be able to remove this successfully, and she can look, normal again. Hopefully, and she's gonna look back on this shit. All the dumb shit I did just to not have a job. Was it worth it? I'm not gonna answer that.
Plastic surgery, and even uses herself as an example. Except she says that she'd still rather die than stop. So, Peach, once again, we're giving mixed signals. Of course,
never mind
were
then.
Shocked. Her entire story and her face went viral, and she even became like the prime example of the bubble face look. Many netizens even crowned her as a pioneer for paving the wave of that bubble face effect. So after hearing all the dangers about these growth factor injections, you'd probably think it just gets shut down immediately, right? Like illegal injections, people getting completely disfigured. Surely the government stepped in and ended it, right? And yeah, they actually did. The Chinese National Medical Products Administration straight up just said growth factor injections for cosmetic use are completely banned. And on top of that, national media...
And this is why you wait to see what happens, okay? Because a lot of the times, even though if the government has the best interest for the people, in this case with the surgeries, right? I know China doesn't have the best interest for all the people. Okay, we don't have to talk about it and like people's rights, but... a lot of people already have to make the mistake for the government to step in. Usually that's how it works, okay? The government can't just magically know about something that hasn't already spread a lot among a lot of people.
And doctors
That's
came
why
out
you
publicly
wait.
warning people, and there's like a huge push to stop this trend from spreading.
Good.
Nice. I wish it was that easy. Even after the ban,
Oh, shit.
these procedures are still happening, but they're just happening underground. And it's not really underground, they're literally just hiding it in plain sight. These clinics don't just disappear, they adapt, they rename everything, and they tweak the marketing just enough so it doesn't sound illegal anymore. They have access to growth factor for general use, which means they have access to growth factor injections for illegal use. And people, without doing their research, still fall for it. I mean, you guys, if they can't show proper certification, licensing, or actual medical documentation, you just gotta dip. Remember,
Yeah.
a lot of these influencers who are promoting
That's
it,
what I said.
they're getting paid. And whatever happens to you is not their responsibility. You know what?
Just listen, man. A lot of stuff is illegal, but it still happens because there's desperate people who want to do insane stuff just to catch up and get some shortcut. And there's always gonna be people who will be, you know, find some ways to monetize off of it. So yeah, it is what it is. Go and subscribe to Wani. Pretty cool name, Wani. It's like whiny. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this video, this topic. Please don't do this. Please don't risk your fucking lives, especially if you're trying to do some plastic surgery stuff. Which sorry about that. Which I just made a video on that as well. I'm gonna post it eventually. Maybe I already posted it. But don't go to like very cheap sus places and look if there's a certification. Maybe, you know, contact government institutions, see if they're actually certified, if they actually have the diplomas or whatever. Make sure, even contact the freaking cops and ask, is this freaking legal? I don't know, is that dumb? That's what I would do because I'm an idiot and I want to keep myself safe, okay? I already look very, very disgusting and old for my age, so don't want to end up, you know, looking like the Michelin Man in the face. So have a nice day and tell me what you think.